Same shit that everybody else been saying since I moved to 147. I ain't fought nobody. Every last one of them stump a mud hole in their ass and he gonna be next. Watch. So when I beat you, is you gonna be a nobody? When I stump a mud hole in your ass, is you gonna be a nobody? You gonna be just like everybody else. Watch.
As the highly anticipated clash between Canelo and Crawford approaches, tensions continue escalating following another controversial media encounter. Just like their previous press conference, both fighters exchanged heated remarks that crossed into offensive territory when Canelo was asked about their earlier confrontation.
I didn't. He did before. He tried to welcome me back, and it just was my reaction. That's it. I think he don't did them because he really wanted to do. I think Turki Al-Ashi told him, you need to do something. And he did. He did. And now
Crawford dismissed Canelo's behavior as theatrical entertainment, stating he actually thrives on the surrounding drama and finds the entire spectacle enjoyable rather than concerning.
As you can see, you know, I love things like that. You know, it excites me. I'm more motivated than ever now.
During their last media appearance, Terence Crawford addressed the moment Canelo Alvarez physically confronted him with a shove. Crawford emphasized the push had zero psychological effect on him and wouldn't influence his tactical approach for their upcoming battle.
I mean, like, that little push didn't do nothing, as you can see, but come fight time, we're not gonna be pushing, we're gonna be punching. So
the impact remains irrelevant. Their recent media event featured another intense stare down between both competitors that required intervention from boxing promoter Dana White, who also oversees UFC operations, to prevent further escalation. This matchup represents far more than a typical bout, showcasing two elite champions entering the ring for a truly special moment. Both have dominated across various weight classes, accumulating championships and proving critics wrong throughout their respective journeys. Canelo Alvarez referenced his Billy Joe Saunders fight as motivation shaping his current mentality.
Crawford, you know, a lot of MMA fans, UFC fans, may not have ever seen you fight before, and they might tune in because staying in the UFC are involved. So what has it been like maybe introducing yourself to a lot of MMA fans?
Crawford's comments about disregarding others' expectations particularly irritated Canelo Alvarez, who interpreted these statements as deliberate provocations aimed at specific individuals during their press gathering.
more personal because, you know, I did respect him. I don't respect him anymore because he say, I'm not gonna do what they want me to do and this and that. And then he tried to, maybe Turki Al-Ashi told him, hey, you need to do something because you seem so nervous in Riyadh. So and he tried to like walk me back, and that's why I pushed him. And you know, like I say, don't fuck with me.
Does this reveal a transformed Canelo? Absolutely. He's evolved. Canelo warned that Crawford's aggressive tactics could potentially end his career, reiterating this message to media members and attendees at their press conference. He suggested Crawford's previous nose injury might have resulted from his corner's instructions to maintain forward pressure.
Before, I respect his word because he say, oh, I'm not gonna let somebody to tell me what I need to do. And he did. So, but you know me. Just, I respect everybody, but if you f me, so it's gonna be different. You know.
Listen.
Hey, we know, buddy. We know.
First
we
and
know.
Canelo Alvarez and Terence Crawford engaged in heated verbal warfare during their face-off. Crawford addressed circulating rumors from Canelo's team suggesting he appeared intimidated, explaining his direct confrontation proved his fearlessness, while revealing his strategic preparations were already underway.
Somebody was in the room saying that I was scared of them. So I stepped to him and showed him who is the boss of this fight. I ain't scared of shit.
Hey, I never say that. Your uncle say that. No.
Crawford consistently emphasizes his lack of intimidation toward any opponent. At their latest press conference, he demonstrated his willingness to face Canelo directly despite the size disadvantage, promising this fearlessness will manifest once they enter the ring together.
And you're gonna find that out. As you seen, the last press conference,
We'll see.
when I walked you down, when you supposed to be the bigger man.
Yeah, hey, you say that because you fighting with nobody. And you obviously look like you're a great fighter. But you find out September 13th, this is gonna be different for you.
And it's gonna be different from you as well.
One corner features Canelo Alvarez, Mexico's boxing treasure and current undisputed super middleweight king. Boasting 63 wins with 39 knockouts against only 2 losses, he's battled elite opposition including Gennady Golovkin, Caleb Plant, Sergey Kovalev, and Miguel Cotto.
Presser yesterday, and I thought Canelo looked really well. Do you know what I mean? Obviously, he's a big lump, so I was always Canelo. Then I sort of leant towards Bud, but now I'm back with Canelo. So we'll see.
Canelo's an all-time great. He's an incredible fighter, and look,
Promoter Eddie Hearn believes this represents a difficult matchup for Canelo. While slightly favoring Canelo entering the contest, Hearn stressed both fighters face enormous challenges, highlighting Crawford's unconventional approach, lightning reflexes, smooth movement, and relentless pressure.
engage a lot more than Skull, but he will be looking to do all the things where people have had success, which is use movement. Look at what Bivol did. Bivol had the perfect game plan. He boxed off the back foot, then he attacked, then he moved, then he, all that kind of stuff. And then Crawford will be looking to do exactly.
Hearn emphasized Crawford isn't viewing this bout as merely another lucrative payday or title opportunity. Though these elements matter, they don't fuel Crawford's primary motivation. Instead, Hearn believes Crawford sees this as his chance to transcend technical excellence and achieve all-time legendary status.
Personal to him to prove himself as a great. And there is no doubt that if he wins this fight, he's a great. I mean, he's a pound for pound.
Another significant discussion point involves the obvious physical disparity between these fighters. Crawford built his reputation at 147 pounds as a welterweight specialist, making their natural size difference a recurring conversation topic.
Obviously 154 now, but the money's the money, and he was.
Throughout his career, Canelo Alvarez transformed from promising prospect into modern boxing's biggest star and premier pay-per-view attraction. He's conquered world champions across multiple divisions, establishing a remarkable legacy through consistent excellence.
I've been telling y'all for the longest, that boy got that energy. And you know what energy I'm talking about. What is that? Tarver energy.
Yes, sir.
Tarver. He got that.
Tarver offered a more critical evaluation of Canelo Alvarez's current form. While acknowledging Canelo's toughness and achievements, he argued the Mexican champion hasn't faced genuine tests recently, and suggested Canelo's ring movement appears less sharp in recent outings.
Than him and
sometimes, man, like, just because a guy bigger, it don't always mean, like, he can crack, but it's like Terence he gonna be the faster, he gonna be the quicker fighter, the more explosive fighter too, I feel like.
Tarver examined the difficulties smaller fighters encounter against bigger opponents, explaining how speed and mobility sometimes give quicker, lighter boxers advantages over larger, heavier competition. His analysis focused on timing, agility, and reflexes being equally important as physical size, noting bigger fighters aren't automatically superior due to slower movement patterns, while smaller opponents must avoid clean shots, especially against powerful punchers. He believes quicker fighters can control bout tempo using speed to neutralize physical disadvantages. Regarding Crawford specifically, Tarver suggested this matchup could redefine boxing greatness. Should Crawford defeat the naturally larger Canelo despite his versatility and experience, it would create historic significance. He noted no fighter in the four-belt era has achieved undisputed champion status across 3 different weight classes, describing this as unprecedented and unmatched by legends like Floyd Mayweather, Manny Pacquiao, or Roy Jones Jr.
You take a guy like
Canelo, this guy can do, he can pick and choose who he want to fight. And I'm gonna tell y'all the truth about Canelo. Easy, man. Cakewalk. Easy. Y'all sitting up here, y'all praising this dude. This dude was nothing. I was almost 40 years old when I cooked this dude. Easy. Y'all always disrespecting.
Despite ongoing weight difference discussions as a potential factor, neither camp publicly acknowledges any physical disadvantages. This mutual confidence explains the intense buildup, while Crawford's trainer Bo McIntyre responded with composed confidence rather than matching the verbal intensity, his calm demeanor reflecting strong belief in their preparation.
Imagine Muhammad Ali or like Joe Frazier having dinner together? What? Can you imagine Mike Tyson and Mitch Green before a brawl? What the f? No boxing fan wants to see two fighters having dinner together.
He reinforced his perspective, emphasizing boxing's excitement stems from pre-fight buildup. He described this phase as most captivating, where pressure and psychological warfare make every moment feel extremely high stakes. In his opinion, promotional narratives lose impact when appearing overly manufactured or polished. Fans gravitate toward raw emotion and authentic intensity, moments convincing them a genuine battle approaches. He added audiences crave action, anticipation, and explosive potential rather than carefully scripted storylines.
For both men, Canelo always looks for the knockout, as he says. He will be planting his feet. And as I said to Terence, are you prepared to be hit harder than you've ever been hit before? Obviously, he doesn't want to be hit, but Canelo will hit him harder than anyone he's probably been in against. So Spence hits hard, but it wasn't the same Errol Spence that he fought. And he's up against one of the all-time greats of Mexican boxing on September the 13th at the Allegiant Stadium in Las Vegas. It's a really big fight for him. It's a legacy fight because his resume isn't anything like Saul Canelo Alvarez's.
Davies clearly stated Canelo won't approach this fight cautiously or defensively. Instead, he characterized Canelo as an aggressive fighter who advances with destructive intent, applying early pressure while seeking knockout power over technical finesse. However, he questioned whether Crawford has experienced the sustained power shots Canelo typically delivers. This transforms their matchup beyond technical competition into a true examination of durability, mindset, and determination. Despite Crawford's elite accomplishments, many view this as a legacy-defining challenge due to size differences and Canelo's established reputation. As fight night approaches, intensity continues building. Every press conference, statement, and confrontation fuels growing anticipation. One certainty remains: when Canelo Alvarez and Terence Crawford finally meet, the boxing world will witness closely as history unfolds for one competitor.